Okay, I promise. This is going to be the last video on this subject unless something big comes up, right? Like something, holy crap, look what just happened kind of thing, right? This so basically I want to go over the downfall of Revelation WoW and some very juicy tidbits about one of their developers. So, what am I going to be talking about here? I'm going to be talking about how terrible the devs are, high turnover. They have a high turnover rate for their staff, a lot of lives, uh, threatening to dox players, illegal activity, and overall they are scam artists. And I have screenshots, even a little bit of, well, it's a video of some screenshots. I have a bunch of like receipts this time around. A lot of people were saying, how can you say this and this on my last video without showing proof? Well, with the issue is I don't want to really throw a lot of people under the bus. A lot of my information came from many sources and I don't want to involve their name. But I have what I can show and I will provide it to you. So, first of all, the server itself. The server was advertised well and looked very promising to many players who play World of Warcraft. The new costume content looked amazing, the trailers, I was even excited to play it. However, a lot of people were taking issue with, of course, the developers. The very first, like, things you were starting to see, whether it was mostly from Reddit, but also Discord, and even some YouTube comments here and there, was about the attitude of the head developer, as well as just some of the staff in general. And that's to be expected. A lot of servers will have people who say, oh man, they banned me because of yada yada, but most of the time it turns out to be for a valid reason, correct? Not with this server. They would ban you for basically anything. You can even give them tips and advice in a positive way. You just want to help them. Hey, I think it would be better if you tried this. Well, that's not their method, the way they want to do it. Therefore, you are being toxic and negative and are therefore banned. So, everyone knows what happened with the launch of the game. It was originally supposed to launch at the latest December 30th. That was the promise. Remember, and their promises were to be kept. They were not Blizzard. There was no hashtag TM. When they made a promise, they kept it. Only for them to say, hey, we need to delay the game. Now, at first, it was like, okay, they are a small team. They probably don't need to, like, polish up a little bit of stuff. Everyone was okay with that. I was okay with that. So we said, go ahead. Delay it 2 more weeks. We'll be okay. And then January, what was it, about 15th came around? And anyone who's been paying attention to the server knows what happened then. It was an absolute clusterfuck. The servers were overloaded. They couldn't handle the amount of people trying to download. It was just terrible. Okay, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They didn't know all of those people, thousands. According to some people, it was around 10,000. I cannot confirm that number, but that's what I was told by at least 3 people. I don't know where they got that number, but for the sake of argument, let's say 10,000 people. Even just several thousand people, which is more realistic in my mind. They were not ready for it. The server imploded on itself. Now, Again, people give him the benefit of the doubt. They didn't know it was going to be that popular. So we said, okay, you need to delay it 2 more weeks. Now, a lot of people were already mad because, well, the server obviously is not ready. It doesn't work. Okay, they left. Not that many, right? Now, the second one came around. The exact same thing happened. Of course, everybody remembers this now. No one could get on except for a small handful. One of them was a YouTuber who got maybe an hour of game time. One of the biggest issues was that the game itself had a lot of systems, new character class combinations, and even new races that were not even tested in the beta. That's one of their biggest issues, is that almost everything that was having an issue, all of these new exciting things that they announced on the like newest launch trailer when they were launching and all this other stuff, none of it was tested. I was in every open beta and one of the closed betas. None of it was tested. So I believe it was the Undead Paladin primarily that caused an issue with the core of the server, causing it to constantly crash. Not to mention, the intro zones for the Murloc and Tuskar were completely broken. With this, they had to shut the server down and completely rework the launcher again, even hiring someone else to fix their mess for them. At this point, half of their fan base, at minimum half, left. Very few people actually held on and said, well, maybe they can turn around. Well, the real launch comes around. You know, the fourth one, I'm going to say. And they actually got it up and running. Alright, they got it up and running. With still a lot of bugs, still a lot of issues and lag. But they got it up and running. People were getting on, they were playing. Alright, cool. Now, that's more of the technical side of it. Here's the issue with the actual server itself on a fundamental level. The server is capped out at level 20. No other private server that I know of has ever done that. They maybe capped out at level 60 and then went to 70 and then 80 if they were a progressive server, but they started on the Wrath client, but when you go in, you're capped at the vanilla stuff. I've seen servers do that kind of thing, right? But I've never seen them cap at 20. Because they only finished levels 1 to 20 content. Most of it. Not even all of it. Stone Talon Mountain is a level 14 to 25-ish zone. I mean, majority of those numbers are below 20. And that one was not available, but Red Ridge Mountain was. So not every zone was available. On top of that, because all of the zones between, well, after level 20 are the zones that interconnect all of the zones together. You know, Ashenvale connecting the Night Elf starting zone to the Horde, you know, because there's 3 races, Horde starting zone. Well, because Ashenvale doesn't exist, you cannot access it, there's no PvP. So this PvP server has no PvP because no one can access each other. The Horde stays with the Horde and the Alliance stays with the Alliance. So that was another issue that they had because there was no open world PvP. On top of this level 20 issue, the reason why I brought it up in the first place is because it's level 20, also because it is a Wrath of the Lich King based client, you level a lot faster than a normal vanilla server. Now, you're not going retail fast, but you still go fairly fast. People were hitting level 20 in a day, 2 days, 3 days. Well, you hit level 20 in... You know what? I'll say you hit level 20 in 3 days. You know, let's just say 3 days. What do you do now? There's no PvP. There's no raids. There's 3 dungeons. Ragefire Chasm, Wailing Cavern, and Deadmine. What do you do now? Oh, there's world bosses. 3 of them. People got bored quickly. And they all log off. They started to actually raid log the world bosses. And they would log off and not come back on. And if they got the item they wanted from this world boss, they would not log back on afterward. People have been sending screenshots, not just to me, just in random public discords showing I logged on and there's only 2 people online. One person actually had 10 people online. Oh, other people showing 1 person online. Them. So the server is now dead, with anywhere from 1 to 5 people on at any given time. And again, any negative feedback to the devs is leading to swift and even permanent bans, even if you mean well. Not even just trolls. Trolls I can kind of understand, but many people were even trying to help them, giving positive feedback, saying, hey, I don't think this was a good idea. Maybe you should have tried this instead. Well, now, you're toxic. You're against them. You're part of the negative whatever, and you're gone. Bye. People are also being banned for even being in association to any degree with people who leave this negative feedback. Somebody mentioned because they were friends with somebody, a specific somebody, they were banned. After their second attempt, actually, it was either after their first or second launch attempt, they actually wiped all of their Discord records to remove most of the negative feedback during their failed launches, and have now have their website shut down for improvements. More on their website later. As I said before, they have a super high turnover staff rate. And I've seen several people, even other people have told me, they would see somebody become a chat manager in their Discord, for example. And within 3 days, they quit, they even leave the Discord channel. A lot of the staff who were, like, more higher in the ranks are gone. I do not know the reasons to why they left or quit or were fired. Who knows? But they're gone. Any new one who joins don't last long either. I myself am an ex-staff member. I've spoken to at least 3 ex-staff members, whose names I will not be giving. But from what we talked about, our experiences are pretty much the same, if not similar. So, in that regard, I would have to say the other people who I do not know why they are gone probably had the same experiences. Now, I will not talk about what happened behind the scenes with me. This is not a discussion about me. This is about them. So, I will leave it at that for me. I am just saying, in context, I am an ex-staff member, rather. So, to why these other staff members are leaving, I have a pretty good idea as to why, though I cannot say specifically why, right? So as I said earlier, the first clear sign that the project was not being managed well was because of terrible PR and their devs. Most of what I was reading on Reddit, I actually just made a Reddit account specifically for this issue. It's only, maybe a month old. I made it after their launch. Not only that, from Discord channels as well, several of them. It is known that the primary issue of this server is Wilzor. Everybody knows this. But, do you know to what extent? Wilzor is the primary reason why the project has failed. He always sits on a high horse. He believes himself to be always right, even when wrong. You could correct him in a friendly manner, and he will go ballistic. Not only that, he has been caught in many lies. For example, he said the core of the server, the launcher, as well as the website, were all of his, handmade from scratch. They were not. Now, I've already talked about the issues of the launcher from the launch days, and other people have mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it one more time for this. The launcher is not Wilzor's. Now, this is a more common thing, so many people will know about this. This was spoken around a little bit, but the launcher was not made by Wilzor from scratch. It is in fact made by someone named Cybermist2, whose name was erased from the credits of the launcher. The launcher itself actually works as it is used with several other private servers of World of Warcraft. Now, when Wilzor bought it, because you can actually buy this server and use it for your own server needs, rather, right? When he bought the launcher, he modified it and tried to make it his own, which anyone who was in high school English class knows. You cannot copy and paste somebody's work and change one or two words. That's still plagiarism. Now, if you had just used the launcher as sold to you while leaving Cybermist's name in there, it would have been fine because that was the service he was providing for money. However, that's not what happened. Wilzor took this launcher, erased Cybermist's name from it, and modified it to try to make it his own. And when it did not work as intended several times, he blamed the owner, Cybermist. You cannot blame the owner after you modified it and then suddenly it's not working. That's like buying a blender from Target, you want it to make it better, so you attach a lawnmower engine to it, and suddenly it just blows up and smokes in your face. You can't blame the manufacturer of the blender. You're the one who stuck a lawnmower engine on it. More on engines later. That's going to be a fun one. So that's the launcher, and I'm pretty much done talking about the launcher now. Now let's go to the server core, because this story is similar to the launcher. The core itself is called the Azeroth core. It is known, it's known to people in this community because other private servers, such as Chromicraft, use it. It's a Wrath of the Lich King 3.3.5 client. They also removed all of the credits of the authors from the bottom of their page there. All pictures are being shown with circles. Every picture I am showing you now is that I found from Reddit. So, I don't remember who the names of the people on Reddit that posted this, what their names were, but all credit goes to them for posting these pictures. Because, you know, they're not I found the picture on Reddit, but they're not mine that I took a picture of. Except for a select few pictures that I took, but these specifically are not mine. So that's the server itself, also heavily modified. As I said, it was the exact same story as the launcher, just with the server itself. Oh, did I mention it's the exact same story for their website, too? The website is also known as an open source version of Fusion CMS, and was also changed and modified. You know it is this Fusion CMS because when you press F12, the version of it is shown, as shown in this picture that I'm going to show you here. Also, this is fairly new as of like yesterday, I believe. But when I don't really know what this implies, but when you type in Revelation WoW into Google, it comes up as another private server's name. Now, I've typed up that private server's name, Mons server, whatever it is, and it was a 3.3.5 client from 2 years ago that already lived and died. It was not a popular server, so it died. But that's kind of interesting how when you type in Revelation WoW, and you can see that the address is Revelation WoW, but the name of it on the search comes up as Mond WoW. Why? That's kind of funny, right? Now, here's another one that everybody knows. I don't need to really show a picture because everybody knows this one already, but they stole ideas from other games and used it in their server, such as the talent system. Just go and look at their talents. It is literally from another game. I can't remember exactly what game. It was one of those shooter games. It was like Titanfall or Destiny or one of those two games, right? I can't remember exactly from, but it is specifically from another game that they basically stole the layout from. Like the picture itself is basically from the other game. Now let's talk about Wilzor himself. Wilzor is a chronic liar. When somebody made the accusation in one of my streams that he was a liar, I actually defended him. I was talking shit at the time, but I actually said, while he does all this other stuff, I don't believe he is a liar. I think he just believes in what he says, it's just what he's saying is wrong. That was my impression. Well, after talking to several people and have been shown evidence, I now believe he is a chronic liar. So, not just from the website, the launcher, and the core, but also what he does. So, some of the stuff he does is that he constantly brags about owning 3 companies with over 700 employees and how he solo manages all of it. I highly doubt he owns 3 companies that have 700 people. And now I say doubt because I'm doubting the 700 employee part. I'll get more on his companies in a moment, but real quick, I just wanted to say, on top of that, he also likes to brag about how he was in the military's Navy unit. So, for somebody who's part of the Navy for however many years, you would think he would have a lot more, not only discipline, but also patience. I actually have military family. Not Navy, but we had Air Force and even Marines. My brother is in the Marines right now. And if he saw this guy's attitude, he would fucking laugh. So, what about these companies? So I managed to find a link to Wilzor's Spotify on Discord. Through that, I found his Facebook page. Now, I'm not going to show his personal Facebook page. I think that's a little bit scummy. So I'm not going to show his personal page. However, I'm going to show you 2 out of the 3 companies that I found linked to his Facebook page, that one of them has his name in it, so it's obviously his. The second one, I am assuming it is his, just from how I was able to find it, which was the same way as the first one. Not only that, both of them are companies that have to do with IT technical support work, and both of them have negative reviews of theft. One of them only has 1 review, while the other one has 13 reviews, and I will show you right here. All of these people are saying how they sent him items to be fixed or repaired. He took the items and took their money and never sent them back their items. So, this guy is now caught stealing, lying. What else has he been doing? He's also been lying about his not really so-called, his Tesla. Now, he might own a Tesla. You know, he very might well own a Tesla. You know, the one that he brags about being able to self-drive so he can code while on the road. Because you know Wilzor, he codes 18 to 20 hours a day. He even codes 72 hours in a row before he takes a 2-hour power nap and then wakes up to code again. Now, this Tesla thing came up to me in one of my streams. A random viewer who I don't remember the name of, I wouldn't say it even if I did remember, but he mentioned how Wilzor lied about having a Tesla and that somebody caught him in the lie because somebody else managed to reverse search this image and prove that the image that Wilzor posted of his Tesla was not in fact his. This is the picture in question here. Apparently, when asked about it, he said that those people blurred in the background were in fact his employees. Now, the person whoever it was who reverse searched this picture, apparently when they did that, they found out it was actually from a Tesla car show from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or something like that. I can't remember exactly what year, but it was from several years ago. A car show. This Tesla picture is not his at all, and he's caught in the lie. He might still own a Tesla. I don't know. He probably does. But this picture that he posted that he said it was his is obviously not his, and he's been caught. On the top of the cars, he posted here that somebody sent me that says he apparently works on cars himself. He always works on his own cars. Not only that, he is bragging about being able to modify it so it can take jet fuel. So that got me a little bit curious. I'm thinking, what, is he trying to be Peter Griffin from the episode of Family Guy where he puts jet fuel in a truck, thinking that it'll be able to fly in the air? So I searched what jet fuel would do to a car. If you put jet fuel into a gas engine, it doesn't do anything. Your engine will not run at all. In fact, it will fuck up your engine, and you have to completely drain and clean out your system for it to be usable again. Now, on the other hand, a diesel can actually run on jet fuel, but there's no benefit to it. A diesel engine can run on jet fuel, however, it does not... What's the word I'm looking for? It does not, buff it in any way. World of Warcraft terms. It doesn't buff it in any way. It doesn't enhance it. That's the word I'm looking for. It does not enhance the ability of the vehicle at all. Now, the issue is jet fuel being put into a car is, in fact, illegal. And here's a thing right here. I found this on Quora.com. All I did was Google search, can jet fuel be used in a car? And this is what came up. And everyone was basically saying the exact same thing. I'm just posting this one because this one was worded a lot better. But you can type it in yourself and see that it's pretty much the exact same results. But yeah, it is illegal to put jet fuel. I don't even know where he would get jet fuel to begin with, but it's illegal to put that in your car because it is actually less refined than diesel. Therefore, it has to do with the emissions law and all this other, green law stuff. So it's not street legal. Which kind of makes me wonder about planes, but that's another topic for another day. So, yeah, that actually adds to his illegal activity there. Speaking of illegal activity, not only has he threatened to dox players because they were unable to reset their password due to their faulty website, but also, I have been given this here. This is, I don't know why it's in video format, but I'm going to show you I'm going to show you what this is. You're going to have to pause and read it because it's in video format. But take a look at this real quick. So, my understanding is that by law, if you request the owner of a service to terminate your account and all of your records, they must do so because, again, it's your information. And yes, this person is in Europe and Wilzor and Rekt live in the United States. However, they themselves, in this conversation you just read, confirmed it is still illegal in the United States, and they still will not do it, giving the excuse that they would have to break the defenses of their system in order to delete it. Which is funny because a lot of people before this were saying how it wasn't that passwords were actually not encoded to begin with. But now, apparently they're so encoded, they would have to break their own system in order to even delete the information. None of this is actually making sense. And again, they're being caught in a lie and caught doing illegal activity. So this is why this is going to be the last video, because this is it here. This is everything. Everything besides what I said earlier I could not say because it was behind closed doors. But this is... what the hell? No one should be supporting this server. At first, I was like, okay, whatever, just let them do their thing. They'll fail on their own, which they already have failed on their own. No one is playing this damn server. Everyone knows that Wilzor is a piece of shit. I actually gave Rekt the benefit of the doubt because Rekt, when I had issues with him and we spoke one-on-one together several times, he was way more calm and collected than Wilzor was. It was very much a good cop, bad cop situation. And whenever we had an issue, we seemed to come to an understanding. So I always said, I like Rekt. If I ever had to, deal with something, I'd rather talk to Rekt. However, after reading this and after seeing other stuff, and even after a confrontation that just happened this morning in another Discord channel, Yeah, all of them are fucked. Anyone still sucking their fat cock, not even a fat cock, it's a chode. It's a fucking chode. Anyone who's still sucking them off, defending them, white knighting for them, they're gonna get backstabbed. Apparently, some of the people who left the staff or were fired or anything were not only backstabbers themselves, but were backstabbed by the other staff. Everyone still left deserves to get backstabbed. They deserve to get scammed, and they need to be reported. They need to be reported to basically like everyone. The cops specifically. I've already shown you illegal activity. Wilzor could in fact go to jail, especially for theft of electronic items as well as hundreds of dollars. Thousands maybe. Who the fuck knows? And to think, they took money. Not even donations. They did not just take donations. They had a cash shop, a working cash shop for this server to purchase your name ahead of time for all of these other things. And the server is not only dead, but was shutting down. Their Discord server has shut down several times, wiped several times to erase the negativity, then all the reviews and stuff. They shut down their website for maintenance, or whatever the fuck that means. Yeah, you Revelation people, devs specifically, come after me. I can say your so-called NDA that you've been scaring people with, you've been threatening legal action against people, it has no merit. You cannot enforce it. Good luck trying to even send me an actual, notice. You would be laughed out of court. I've spoken to actual lawyers, one of whom is a close friend of the family, and she also plays World of Warcraft, which is great. So not only is she a nerd, she's an actual lawyer. I got people on my side ready to defend me, and I seriously doubt you're going to get anything from me, because in order to get to sue, you would have to show that I caused you damages. From what I said, which was not under your NDA, but from what I said, which was saying things that were in the public domain before this video, that did not cause your downfall, because I'm pretty sure people still played on the launch. You caused your own downfall with your terrible management, your lies, your theft, your terrible systems, the fact that you weren't not even testing your own server. You caused this, and you deserve everything that happens to you. You're a laughingstock of this community. Even other devs of other servers laugh at you. They've called you out, and they laugh at you. But anyway, now talking to the people who are not part of the staff team of Revelation WoW. If you enjoyed this absolute rant of a video, please subscribe to me. I'm done with Revelations for now, but I will be talking about other servers, and I also want to get into more survival games. I haven't really done it yet other than some streams here and there, but it's my passion to play survival games as well as World of Warcraft, and I do want to branch out a little bit. If you're interested in any of that, you subscribe here. If you want to see cosplay, have you ever seen me in a full-on World of Warcraft Tusks of Manoroth costume, or you want to see some pretty cool, smaller, even larger events like MegaCon and MetroCon, subscribe to me at Malonze Productions Cosplay. It is a brand new YouTube channel where I'm going to be showing off all of that. Thank you for watching me, and I'll see you next time.